Hello audience and welcome to Even That Bad, where I, Henrique the Eugen, plays the role of a lawyer and defend the worst of the worst in fiction. Disclaimer, I'm not actually a lawyer, and I do not support or condone any actions committed by my client. Anyway, let's begin. Notes that murders committed during war battles are automatically excused as they fall under justifiable homicide. Now I see here that my client has been accused of committing several crimes, these including treason, conspiracy and contract killing, arson, kidnapping, contract killing, 2 counts of giving grapes, human sacrifice. As you can see, my client would be cooked if he had committed all of this. Now I shall begin with the charge of treason, conspiracy and contract killing. First of all, in this universe, the king has no power, so the charge of treason is automatically dismissed. And by my coming statements, you should find that there was no treason in the first place. Looking at the conspiracy to kill a member of the royal family and the contract killing, it was just a misunderstanding, really. And this can be proved by the footage brought in as court evidence. Let's take a look.
Hey Guts, I want you to do something for me.
What?
I want you to send an envelope to the princess. The Queen's Gate keeping us won't allow me in, even though the princess invited me.
Oh, okay, no problem, man. He'll take care of it.
As you can see, there was no conspiracy and no contract killing. The one who is at blame here is Guts, who after a fit of rage killed 2 members of the royal family and innocent guards doing their jobs. The footage was in no way fabricated. I swear my client saw. Now moving on to the next charge, arson. This is hearsay. I mean, if we look at the footage, my client did not have anything to do with this. In fact, he was actually willing to help the queen and her band of evil, even though they planned on killing him. Judge and juries, how selfless is that? Let's look at the footage.
The building has been set on fire. We're stuck here. Is this your doing, Griffith?
No, I just got here. Do you need any help?
You, Griffith, I'd rather die than get help from a like you.
Now this tripping my nigga, help me!
No, shut up. If I'm burning, you're burning too.
Are you sure you don't need any help? The king is just a few miles away.
Help me and I'll have your head.
That's right, this is unquestionably what happened. On my client's soul, this footage is not tampered with. My client was lending a helping hand, and the prideful queen threatened his life for even trying, leading to her own demise. In summary, my client had nothing to do with this, and therefore he should be acquitted. He even went as far as to confront the one who had done it. Just a few minutes later, exposing the real perpetrator who should be here right now instead of my client. And now, moving on to kidnapping. Okay, this is hearsay again. This was not kidnapping, but rather an act of protection. My client, being the kind, caring gentleman, and also a knight, ordered the 5 men to look into the man who ended up killing the queen, as my client had suspicions that he would do so. During this phase, the man was very dangerous and unpredictable, so my client sent people to keep anyone involved with him safe. This obviously including his daughter. And as you all know, my client Griffith at the time was dubbed Knight, so it was his duty, his job to keep his citizens safe. It was just unfortunate that he couldn't do enough to help the queen stay alive. Now, moving on to the second charge of contract killing. Let's look at the footage.
It seems to be finished.
Yeah, it's finished. All of it. I don't think it ever occurred to these men that they might lose their lives for this.
See here, this is a misunderstanding, as my client was referring to the affairs of the previous charge, of where he caught the perpetrator and made sure he wouldn't do it again by giving him a good talk on the consequences, therefore saying that the job seems to be finished. And for those who are saying, Griffith didn't report the crime, that's class A misdemeanor, here is a letter written by the perpetrator. Confession letter written to the king, obviously commanded by my client to the perpetrator. And I do not even need to do this because I live in a state province where it is not law, it is not mandatory to report a crime, but I did it anyway. Unfortunately, the letter did not reach the king. The man carrying the letter was killed by thieves before he made it to the castle. Going back to the fact, as we know, Guts is a mercenary, so someone must have hired him to kill those 5 men. And there is no solid proof that says that my client did it. And since my client knows that Guts is a mercenary, this did not surprise him.
But just a few minutes later, he said that Griffith
Let's take a look.
Who would have ever imagined that a dead man was really the one pulling the strings?
Okay, so did you hear my client's name? So let's not jump into conclusions now. I mean, Guts could have been referring to anyone. Maybe his mystery hire, who we still don't know. Or the man who killed the queen. Since he killed the queen, he has committed high treason, and the most common punishment for treason is death, making him a dead man who clearly had motive and reason to murder those 5 men as they were protecting his daughter.
But then there's another part where Griffith confesses to hire Guts to kill them.
Let's take a look at the footage, shall we?
Who would have ever imagined that a dead man was really the one pulling the strings?
Do you think me a dreadful man?
Huh?
I had you take such a part in my affairs, while never getting my own hands dirty. I left the most dangerous and difficult tasks to you alone.
Now come on guys, my client was clearly referring to the time when he sent Guts to give the princess a letter. It was a hard and difficult task, and that is what he was referring to here.
What about at the end of the conversation when Guts tells Griffith that he's a dead man? Doesn't that mean that he's the one
Let's
who
look
did?
at what this boy is talking about.
Now let's get back. A dead man like you shouldn't be hanging around here all night. You've got to stop Casca and everyone else from worrying about you too much.
Well, by the footage, it is very clear that Guts is referring to Griffith as a dead man. Now, that does not mean that Guts was referring to my client earlier. As I said before, the Queen's killer can be regarded as a dead man, as well as the mystery man who hired Guts. If Guts was referring to Griffith earlier, then he would have said it, just like how he said it now. That is just hearsay. There is no solid proof that my client did this. In fact, this is just a matter of jumping to conclusions. Next, giving grapes. Here we got the king suing, claiming that my client got grapes on his daughter. However, the daughter says otherwise. Let's hear from her.
Oh, hello everyone, and hello Griffith.
Now, princess, your father says that Griffith forced him on you? Is that true?
No, I keep telling my father, but he just won't listen to a word I have to say.
So are you saying that Griffith did not give you the grapes?
What? What grapes?
You know, did my client without consent?
What? No, what are you talking about?
Are you 100% sure that my client Griffith did not?
Well, yes, Griffith did not me.
And there goes the video. Anyway, you've heard it here, your honors. This act was consensual, according to the princess. And for those who are claiming she was still underage, let us look at the time period. This took place in the Middle Ages, where this was more socially acceptable than today. Moving on to human sacrifice. Okay, so let's us note that at this point my client has been heavily tortured and been rendered speechless, like he cannot speak at all. And the only thing that ties my client to this charge is this.
I submit.
Let's be logical here, guys. I submit? Who said that exactly? Because my client right now cannot speak.
He said it in his mind.
So we charging people by thoughts now? Let's look at the facts here. My client cannot speak, meaning that footage is fake. And this charge should be acquitted. And now, moving on to the last charge, the grapes of the case of Casca. Yeah, my client pleads guilty to this.
Nigga, what?
There is no defending this, buddy. You're cooked.
I thought you said you could get me out.
I said, I'll see what I can do. That's all I can do for you, buddy.
Hell no, nigga, you're a fraud.
No, you're just stupid. Like, look at this, bro. There is no defending this. You're cooked. You cannot be doing stupid like this. Blatantly in front of a witness too, in 4K, and expect me to make it as if it never happened. Like, you did not need to do this, but you did.
So, how cooked am I exactly?
Not as cooked as when you walked in here. We're going for a reduced sentence on grapes. You just need to act like you're sorry. My client pleads guilty to the charge of the grapes, and that's where I conclude my case. Now, some of y'all might be wondering, who is the judge? Who is the jury? Well, that is you, my friend, the one who is watching. You decide how many years my clients get, according to your country, state, province you live in. And let's be realistic here, guys. And note, please do not take this seriously. This is just for fun and entertainment, and sometimes even educational purposes. Who should I defend next? Only time will tell. This has been Henry Kidnapping with Even That Bad. See ya.